Welcome to another Baka commentary video. In this video will be me talking about the Snapdragon Elite X series launch and what's the real benchmark, the real world testing by a lot more third parties, and I'll give my analysis and impression on it. And as well as I give my analysis and impression on also the ever rumored PS5 Pro that's basically now confirmed, as well as the Nintendo Switch 2 that is confirmed by their perspective, like head of, each department. So, with the Snapdragon Elite X series launch, the reviewers that pre-ordered the laptop or they went on day one, bought those laptops, has finally able to do proper third-party testing, and basically though a lot of them are either one, we want more sample data other than just that one device that we got sent with our sponsored review, or two, the reviewer in question literally were not sent by Qualcomm and just got caught blocked by most of these Qualcomm companies. Be like, yeah, we're not sending these Qualcomm laptops to these countries. Yeah, we're gonna delay them, and we're gonna delay the third party real reviews as much as possible. So, with the Qualcomm Snapdragon Elite series, a lot of the reviewers are like, this APU is not capable of a 1080p 60 FPS gaming in esports, or even, and don't even think about AAA title gaming. This is stacked on top of majority of these Qualcomm Snapdragon Elite series CPUs are not using 1080p screens or 720p screens. They are using 1440p 4K displays, which no APU on planet Earth is really capable of really pushing 1440p 4K at 60 FPS native and even with AI upscaling. So, Qualcomm Snapdragon series, unfortunately, due to the way they implemented it in laptop, gaming is never ever viable. And on top of, which means, what else can you do with these laptops? You're wondering, how are the production? The reality of production of Windows on ARM, on Qualcomm, it is not. This is kind of both a Qualcomm and Windows issue. So Qualcomm is still quite well, the the APU, with, if the application don't use the MPU, it is very, very, very underpowered. And for the application that do use the MPU AI silicon part of the Snapdragon Elite, it is pretty on par with their competitors. However, as since this AI buzz and everything in 2024 is all new, not a lot of production software has fully launched a or learned AI feature, and some don't even know how to utilize this Qualcomm Snapdragon MPU segment of the APU, which makes it, on top of the translator that Microsoft is putting on Windows, is very, very unstable and very, very crashing heavy. As a result, if you're one of those, people that's like, my app actually has a native ARM edition, sure, it will be great performance. But if you are one of those people that is like, this version, the app that I'm using only has an x86 and an x64 version, this is not a good option for you. Go buy an x86, go get an x64, CPUs and system. Which then leads perfectly into the last point of this Qualcomm Snapdragon issue. Developers have now also come out publicly, and some on the back end is like, yeah, we fucking hate a Windows on ARM and this Snapdragon Elite X. It is underpowered and it's a weird machine and it's causing a lot of weird bugs and crashes that we really can't justify the manpower to fix. And considering how immature to some developer see this silicon as, they don't want to make an ARM version of their software, and they just want to be like, okay, maybe later, or we just completely drop ARM support and we just strike it out for now. This also is compiled by a few of the developers I have looked online. Is like, yeah, Qualcomm and Adreno, they have driver issue and they have zero issue on how to fix it with their drivers update, or they don't even know how to patch it. I'm just like, bruh, Qualcomm, Adreno, you have zero idea how to support your product. And Microsoft is end up having to do a lot of crunch and carrying your bullshittery. I think you know my first impression analysis on the Snapdragon Elite SoC. It is way too hit and miss. If you want a reliable daily laptop, Qualcomm Elite, Windows on ARM, right now, while it's exclusive to Qualcomm, is a complete skip. And if you are a developer and you want to try and start developing it on this first gen hardware, or should I say second generation hardware on ARM on Windows, give it a go. This is the only type of people that I do recommend right now. Go out and buy a laptop in each SKU and just be like, will my application work via the translator? If not, okay, let's try do a internal port of it. If it is not working, okay, we don't test it, and then put it on the back burner, and eventually at your own time launch a 1.0 application that is on Windows on ARM that is functional. If you are an end user and want to give this SoC a go, wait for fire sale. Wait for them to just go bargain bin basement, sell them at loss or at cost, and do not buy this laptop expecting this, as I said multiple times, daily driver and reliable. These do not mix with the Snapdragon Qualcomm Elite X series laptops. Anyway, that's my analysis on the Qualcomm Snapdragon Elite SoC. Next is the PS5 Pro. Basically, Sony has kind of already hinted at multiple times, and kind of all of the internet rumors and everything's like, yeah, the PS5 Pro is going to be like a really, really good console. What it is, what I think is, what I am aware of PS5 Pro is this is going to be a 60 FPS in all game, in like good cinema, in a balanced mode, and for if you want performance mode in the PS5 Pro, the 120 FPS mode is going to be more consistent at 120 FPS via the more stronger hardware, as well as, Stronger hardware means better graphics quality when you go put PS5 Pro game quality mode, as again, most of it is in lighting for what I'm aware, thanks to the more powerful hardware in the PS5 Pro that is incoming. My analysis on this PS5 Pro and all the information that I have and that's currently flowing around the internet, Sony is going to be doing this to jump their PS5 prices again. They're trying to be like, we want to launch a or plug and play box that is really high, going to give you really high quality premium gaming experience with this PS5 Pro. If you aren't willing to pay as premium, okay, we have the standard PS5 disc and digital editions, whatever, hopefully fit your budget. And yeah, and they don't really care about games that lock exclusively on their console now. They're willing to be like 2-3 years later port it to like PC or even let their competitor Xbox get hold of it. But yeah, that's basically what I think the PS5 Pro is and will become. The next console that is basically confirmed by the senior executive retro perspective is Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever Nintendo wants to call it. However, they did give us a time frame, I think like this year end of or the next year Q1. They haven't given us a really any rock or solid time. They have just given these very vague time frame. What I know about Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be using NVIDIA ARM Grace CPU cores and NVIDIA Ampere GPU. This is there to keep the backwards compatibility with all the current Switch title. So if you're buying this new Switch 2 or whatever they've called, you will be able to play your Nintendo Switch game on the Switch 2. What is this Nintendo Switch 2, whatever they call it? It's not really for Nintendo themselves, it's more rather for third parties that wants to port the games to the Nintendo platform, as third party platform isn't having the time or money to be or the expertise to be experienced in using the Nintendo Switch weak ass hardware, which only Nintendo developers themselves know how to deal with. And a lot of them have been on interviews and kind of off record be like, yeah, we hate porting out. We love the Nintendo Switch, how much money we make on it when we port our games to it, but we do not enjoy the process of porting our game to the Nintendo Switch platform because of how sweet the Nintendo Switch hardware is. And hopefully this Nintendo Switch 2 fixes a lot of the third-party issues. And do I think the OG Nintendo Switch is suddenly going to stop getting games? No. I think if you are like a Nintendo, you bought that console to mainly play Nintendo first-party game, I think you would still get new game, but probably no new third-party game coming onto the original Switch. Why? Yeah, basically, again, this brings the end of another video of Barker Commentary, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, do the typical like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next video.